Hello everybody and welcome to the first of this week's Sandy Bay episodes. So we're here at field number 27 with the mower, and you're probably thinking, don't buy the field, if you're one of those people who posted a message last week saying don't buy field 27. And I have listened and read your comments. No, I've not read to your comments, I have read your comments. And I've decided against buying it because of two very important reasons. The most important one is that apparently there is an invisible barrier running through this field which actually marks the edge of the map, and that would actually get really frustrating if we kept hitting an invisible wall. I'm guessing it's over there somewhere. I haven't actually driven into the field yet. I'm not going to. I'm not going to buy it for that reason, but also it isn't very flat, it's quite bumpy, and although yes, you probably could cut it, I'm not going to, just because it's going to make it harder. More bits will be missed when it comes to picking it up. So instead we're going to go and buy a different field. And the field which I've got in mind, I think, is field 31, if I have any memory at all. No, I have not got any memory at all. It's field number 30, which is actually very close to the two fields we already own. So let's go and buy field number 30. It shouldn't be too expensive. So once it's bought, we can cut it, and then we need to row it up and get another forage wagon probably, and give it to the sheep. The rest of it can probably go to the cows. The way you get to field number 30 is through field 31. That must be why I got confused, because I've just put the header in this field, just at the side there. So, yep, the gateway is down here, I think. Yep. I could have just followed the track. Okay, it is quite expensive, but it is in our price range. We've got lots of stuff to sell anyway, so we'll be absolutely fine financially. We're really on our feet now with Sandy Bay. But this is more than big enough. We'll start up here, and let's get the back one unfolded to begin with. Now I could have gone with the Krone Big M, but I decided not to, because we've already used that quite a bit on this map. I actually don't mind the butterfly mowers for the tractors, they're actually quite good. I'm just thinking, is that a bit loud? Probably is. Let's get things started. I could have the windrower following us on Follow Me, but instead I'm going to do all this without the windrower, just because there might be some tighter areas to get into. And then we'll have the forage wagon and the rake together on Follow Me. I think that would be a better setup. We could do it all in one now, but I just think it'd be a bit too much. We have done that before, but we have to keep emptying the forage wagon, so I'm not going to. This way is probably the best way. And it's not going to take too long. We've just got these telegraph poles to contend with. Shouldn't be a problem though. So I've actually got some plans for this field for when we have used all the grass which is growing in it, and that is actually to put some greenhouses here. I don't usually do greenhouses on single player, but I think this is a very good opportunity because we've got manure, we've got water, both of them are very close to here, and I think it would work really well. It's another income, not that we really need it because we're actually doing okay secretly. I know the bank balance doesn't really show it, but technically our farm is worth a lot of money. But yeah, I think greenhouses, it adds a bit more to the farm. We diversify a bit as well, which means we'll not only be doing greenhouses, but we'll also be doing arable and some livestock as well. So yeah, that's going to add to what we're up to on the map. We're not just doing the same things over and over again. We are just going to cut the one field for now though, because we don't actually need any more. Yeah, I think the JCB is actually a really good tractor for doing contracting work with, because you've got to go on the road quite a bit. and obviously they're faster. Very good at road work. But yeah, also for mowing, I think this is a good job for it. But after this we'll be using, most likely, the Massey Fergusons, to some people's dismay, but not to mine certainly, because I think the Massey Fergusons are brilliant. And yeah, I will be using the New Holland as well a little bit in the next few episodes, I would have thought. But because it's so small, that one, there's not too many jobs I can do with it. In fact, it's probably best at actually towing the water bowser. But we're almost done. Just a tiny bit left. I think it's taken about 10 minutes. And sometime this week, in one of the episodes, we will have to sell some of our barley which we've got in storage, because we do have a lot. I think there was a great demand recently, which I might have missed. I did sell some, but I didn't really make use of it too much. And just this bit left, and we'll go and get the rake. Right, this time I might actually be able to follow the track into the field, although I have mowed it so it's harder to see. Really muddy around here. The chickens are getting on fine. The sheep are not so happy. That's why we're working on them today, because they need their grass for feed. And the JCB can go back in the shed with the mows on. I actually bought these today. They're a new addition to the farm. There we go. I don't think you can lower the rear one without it unfolding. If you press V, yeah, it just tries to unfold, and that just causes a lot of chaos. So we're just going to have to leave it like that. Although the front one can be lowered. There we go. Now we need to go to get the next tractor, which is actually here at Willow Farm. So we're going to have to take that back to Sandy Bay Farm. It's got the Stewart trailer on the back, so we'll take that as well. Slow and steady, not quite as fast as the fast track, but when we get it back, I think we'll probably give it a wash, because it is really mucky. And then we'll be able to get the rake on the back. Now the rake I've actually just rented, because we don't own one. I thought we did do, but we don't. But yeah, we'll give this a wash. Pressure washer should be around here. There's the rake. And that now makes me wonder if we have a forage wagon. We're going to have to have a look. If not, I'll just rent one of those as well. It's the trailer more than anything, actually. That's what really does need a wash. Now that's better. And the tractor, yeah, it could do with something. Yeah, I should do. There we go. So this trailer can go in one of the sheds. I keep meaning to clear those bales up, but a few people like it when I leave it there. They like having them there. I'm not sure why. I suppose it makes it look like a farm. I don't know. I can't think of a good reason for it, but a few people do want me to keep those bales there, but we are going to have to get rid of them. It is pretty much just money sat there because they're worth quite a lot. Okay, I think I should probably get a newer manual attach mod because this one's still quite simple. I think there is one way you can actually put the hydraulic hoses in, but I'm not quite sure. Can't remember exactly. Anyway, let's go. Oh look, I've left the cow field open again. I'm sure one day I will remember to shut those gates. I won't do it now though until we have checked to see if we own a forage wagon. So yeah, let's go into here. Loading wagon it calls them. And no, we don't own one. It'd be good to rent the Bergman. Might see if we can do that. There it is. It is the Terra Vitesse, which means speed. Is that ground speed? Terrain speed? Vitesse definitely means speed at least. I'm not quite sure what the Terra is on about. Can only assume it means terrain. But we'll get that going as well. But first of all, let's get this thing set up. I'm not quite sure what tractor to put on the loading wagon actually. I'm kind of thinking the class. Wow, that was steeper than I expected. It just wants to be something with a bit of horsepower, and obviously enough to be able to power it and pull it up the hill. This is quite steep. Probably steeper than it looks as well when you've got weight on the back. So we will use this because I know it's got enough power for it. We don't really want to be struggling. Yeah, you must have to be doing some really big fields to need the biggest one. The rear wheel steer is going to be very handy though. If those cows could actually escape and run wild, that would be one thing which would really make me keep shutting the gates, because if obviously at the moment they don't escape, they just stay in there as very well behaved animals, but if they actually did walk out, then that would really make you think about shutting that gate every time. I am probably starting to annoy people though with the gate issue, so I won't go on about it too much, but let's get this going. And yeah, we should probably get the other one on follow me, go a bit further up. Ow, don't want to walk into a rake. Get it switched on and let's begin. See how well this works. Now this is another job which you couldn't really do without the inspector mod, because you wouldn't know really how full that wagon is over there, that loading wagon. Obviously you would see if it was overflowing at the top, but you wouldn't know exactly how much was in it. It's an invaluable mod. And it does seem to be filling up fast. We're going to get a few loads out of it. And the sheep, the annoying thing is, the sheep aren't actually going to require that much. It's going to say it's going to suffice them for 6 days, probably with half a load. So the rest of it can just go to, well, I suppose it could go into a silage pit. It would still work, I think. This bigger windrower certainly makes quick work of getting all into that forage wagon, which is almost full, 82%. And spin round here, we should be able to unload it going back up again. But overall it is actually collecting everything which we row. Obviously if you turn too tightly it does struggle. But this isn't a bad field. There are a few humps and bumps which are sort of stopping it from picking up. But overall, yeah, it's quite good. Right, 92%. Not far off. And it's probably a good opportunity to unload it now. Perfect. Right, so that is the first load full. Looks like we'll probably get about 2 loads out of this. So we'll put what we need in the sheep's feeding trough, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be much. It might not even be 25% of this, although we do have quite a lot of them now. Wow, is that another one of our pet turkeys? Where's it gone? Here. I didn't know we had 2. Hello! Well, we're going to have to start naming them. Now, which way do you fill the trough? I think it's from the other side, which is actually going to make it incredibly hard. This might be very hard. We'll just probably reverse up and then just turn it really tightly at the end. It's taking it there, but it's going to tip it on the floor. So what percentage will it take out the trailer? Only 19%. Yeah, I didn't think it would take much. And that is going to be enough now for a long time. So the rest of what we've got in here we'll give to the cows if they will allow us to have this amount. This is almost 41,000 litres, so obviously that is a lot. But from there on, whatever is not accepted we'll just put into a silage pit. You can sell just grass on its own, but it's worth more if you ferment it. And it looks like they could do with being mucked out as well. We'll have to put that on our to-do list for this week. Now I think it probably will take most of this, but it's hard to guess really. It would be a high limit for the cows. Yeah, it is going to. So I think that is probably enough grass for them to last a lifetime. We'll get back to the field, get the next load in, the final load, and then that'll be today's work done. Tomorrow we'll be doing the greenhouses, but we might not be doing them the entire episode because it won't take too long. So probably the greenhouses, mucking the cows out, possibly moving these bales, which shouldn't be too big a job anyway. And maybe something else, just depends how much we can squeeze into 25 minutes. There is more than I thought. Maybe we'll be doing 2 loads then. Right, 41% full. It does seem to be fitting better than I thought it would do. We've just got this side to do, but this is the hardest bit because we've got these telegraph poles and they're very close together and they're quite close to the edge of the field, so it's going to make it quite hard to go around. And it might make the other tractor miss bits. It's certainly doing it at speed. We should have probably put a bit of an offset there to make it a bit further behind us. But yeah, it is picking it up quite well. It has to be said. I'll just tidy up around here when we go back down again. I'll just tidy up around here. Try not to hit any of the posts. And almost done. There should be some silage pits at this farm. Yes, there they are. Right in front of me. Those two over there. So we'll just put everything which is in this load into there. We might not have enough to actually clamp it down, but that's fine because we'll probably be doing some form of silage harvest soon anyway. That plane's going over again. Just keeps in the shadow. And yeah, there we go. Final bit. And that is our job done. We'll keep the other tractor on follow me because it can follow us back to the yard. But what we need... Where's my tractor going? Come back! What we do need to do is switch this off. There we go. Yeah, come back, come back. I would expect it to roll backwards but not forwards because that's going uphill. As this is rented, we don't really need to fill up our shed with it because it's going to disappear anyway. It's going to be returned back to where we are renting it from. So we'll park it out in the yard somewhere. That tractor can stay near the pit. We'll just put this here. And in the end, it was actually 84% full. So not bad at all. Wow, that is a lot of weight when you just put your brakes on. So although it's not registering it as chaff, it's actually grass, you can still put chaff in here afterwards, I think, and then you can clamp it down, put the cover over, and it will all be fermented silage, which means we'll have a lot of money there as well. So that is it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the episode, and tomorrow we'll do what we said. We'll do the greenhouses, mucking out the cows, and possibly a few other odd jobs as well. So thank you for watching, and please do join me again next time for more on Sandy Bay. Bye for now.